Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. So good news, bounced back from last NFL Sunday, as you probably have heard by now. I mentioned it several times. Had a rough NFL Sunday, but since then, things have been going well this week. I won a few dollars on college football Monday. Even though I lost big with Alabama, I ended up playing Washington Moneyline and took the 4. I also won with Wisconsin that day. I had the Iowa under. I think I might have won another one. I won a few dollars on college football on Monday, and I'm up about 3 units in the NBA this week. So recovered nicely from the rough NFL Sunday. Hopefully the positivity continues. So here's what I'm going to do in this one. I'm spread pretty thin right now because I got Proppy. We're preparing the NFL notes for Sunday. Andy's prepping. We're doing a big college basketball live show on Saturday morning. It's the first big college basketball Saturday, so we're pumped for that. So I got him prepping that. So I'm kind of on my own here. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do the live show tomorrow at 4 p.m. and we'll go through every single game. But as of right now, I'm just going to go through a few games and pick out some lines that I thought stood out to me. So it'll be a shorter video. But yeah, NBA Friday, there are 14 games. Let's see what stands out.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
First one that jumped out to me, Oklahoma City on the road in Brooklyn. The Nets are catching 5.5 points at home, and the total sitting at 234.5. Injury-wise, Oklahoma City is completely healthy. Nobody listed on the report for OKC. Nets get a piece back. Lonnie Walker is set to return to the lineup for the Nets. We know he's capable of scoring, so something positive for this Brooklyn team. Not sure if that really moves the needle for me as far as betting the game, but he's been out since November 30th, and the Nets could really use some positive news, so there's something. I'm going to be on Oklahoma City in this one. This is a pure fade of Brooklyn. We know how good this OKC team is. I just faded them. I took the Hawks in last game, but that was just a bad spot. It was a pure fade spot. By no means do I think the Atlanta Hawks are a better team than Oklahoma City. I just like the spot. Now they're rested. They've got 2 full days after this, so it's not a look ahead spot. This is a perfect get right spot for OKC here. And if you're wondering why I have the Brooklyn Nets on auto fade, well, they're 2-10 in their last 12 games, and their only 2 wins, both against the Detroit Pistons. So it's been almost 4 full weeks since the Nets have won a basketball game against a team not named the Pistons. The Nets are in a free fall right now, and I plan on continuing fading them. It's going to be OKC. I'll take it at the 5.5 next game. Another one that stood out to me, Minnesota on the road in Houston. The Rockets catching 3.5 points at home, total sitting at 218.5. Injury-wise, Minnesota completely healthy. All main pieces for the T-Wolves are good to go. Houston's going to be without Dylan Brooks again. This will be the 5th straight game he's missed. He's already been ruled out. And Eason, he is questionable. This is an important piece for Houston. He missed Wednesday night's game against Brooklyn, and he might be more crucial than you realize to this lineup. He's an excellent rebounder, probably the second best rebounder on the team, and he's the highest rated defender on the entire Rockets roster this season. Just to give you an idea of how much respect the odds makers are showing him, when he was ruled out on Wednesday night, the line dropped from Houston -6.5 to Houston -4.5. 2 full points. So yeah, odds makers respect this dude. This is another line that feels like a bit of an overreaction to me. I think the market is suffering from recency bias here. I faded Minnesota just like I faded OKC Wednesday night. I faded Minnesota and took the Pelicans, but that's because New Orleans is red hot, healthy, and I was catching 6.5 points. And yeah, a lot of people are going to point to the T-Wolves record on the road. They're 2-3 in their last 5 road games, but if you take a look at those games, first of all, one was an afternoon game against the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. I disregard afternoon games when I'm talking about data points. I don't even count afternoon NBA games. I mean, NBA is a night sport. I don't like those games, so I don't care about that. The other 2 losses, because they're 2-3 in their last 5 on the road, at Oklahoma City, at Philadelphia. I mean, those are tough spots to go play. I mean, are we all of a sudden bailing on Minnesota on the road because they lost at OKC and at Philly? And their other 2 road games in the last 5, they beat Sacramento pretty handedly in Sacramento. They also went into Miami and beat the Heat. So I trust this T-Wolves team on the road. They've had a really rough stretch of schedule, and I feel like we're getting them at a really good price because of that. This is also a fate of the Houston Rockets, though. Rockets are 4-6 in their last 10, and the wins, home against the Pistons, home against the Nets, home against the Mavs with no Luka Doncic and no Kyrie Irving. I mean, the Rockets are on the fade list for me. The only reason I bet Houston on Wednesday night is they were home playing the Brooklyn Nets, who are even higher up on the fade list for me. So I'm definitely going to be on the T-Wolves here. It'll probably be kind of square. Don't care. Minnesota minus 3.5 next game. Raps are out west in Sacramento. Kings are laying 5 here at home. The total sitting at 238. Raptors are completely healthy, with the exception of Otto Porter, who's listed as doubtful. This would be the 3rd straight game he's missed if he doesn't play. No injuries at all on the Kings side. Sacramento's completely good to go. And you know what? We need to give the NBA a little bit of credit here because we're quick to bash them with all the questionables, right? We jump down their throat. We tweet angrily at them with all these questionables. But you know what? We're looking at a 14-game slate on a Friday night. Really not a ton of questionables, and I actually just tweeted this out earlier. 14 games, and really only 3 of them have key pieces that are questionable. So props to the NBA. Maybe they heard our complaints, or maybe it's just a coincidence, but you'll love to see it. But anyway, as far as betting this game, I will be taking Toronto blindly here. Since RJ Barrett and quickly joined that rotation, the Raps are 2-0. I've bet them both games. I like the way they looked in both games, and you probably heard me say this on the live show the other day, but I'm going to say it again. Yo, RJ Barrett is from there. He's from just outside of Toronto, so getting him on the team, certainly I'm sure the fan base is fired up about it. Gives this team a boost of energy, and then quickly, coming from a Knicks fan, he's the type of dude who gets you hyped. Now, as far as longevity, he definitely is a little bit streaky at times, but man, he hits a deep 26-footer and he's like pounding his chest. He's the type of dude that will get the fan base up. So I think this trade just gave the Raptors a boost of energy, and I'm riding it. Like I said, I bet them 2 games in a row. Now, do I think the Raptors are a better team as far as the rest of the season? Not really. I'm sure this energy will eventually fade, and the Raptors will be sitting in the 9 or 10 spot in the play-in tournament, which is probably where they belong. But as of right now, this team's playing with some energy, and they've paid me out 2 times in a row. I had Raptors minus 2.5 against Cleveland. I had in the last game, I had Raptors +1 on the road in Memphis. I'm going to continue to ride this team. So give me Raptors +5 blindly. Haven't even looked at anything. As long as they're healthy, I'm good. Sorry I didn't have time to get to any more, but like I said, live show 4 p.m. tomorrow. We'll go through all 14 games. Prop Beaver will be on. I got FTB coming on. You probably know him from Twitter, and he's with the Gold Boys. He's been on before. So there's 3 of us. We'll go through all 14 games, and by then I'll have a lot more time. I haven't even looked at some of these games yet. So yeah, hope to see you in the comments for the live show at 4 p.m. Let's have ourselves a nice weekend here. Be sure to bet responsibly. Oh, we'll be live Saturday morning as well at 10:30 a.m. I mentioned that. College basketball Saturday, loaded. We're going to go through like 20 games. Very pumped for it. So that'll be Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. Anyway, remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.